I have decided to fully revamp and change the entire system of Bedrock Illuminated. And here are some of the new features that you will see in the mod. It is far from done, and I am still working on a lot of quirks and a lot of different things, but here's just a bit of a sneak peek to show you what I have been working on for the past few months. Just a quick reminder, these features are far from done, so they might not look too good, but I'm still working on them, and I'm gonna try and make them look as good as possible in the final product. So the first thing I've been working on is changing the particle of the torch. Now right now I haven't actually changed it. There's just a command block right under the torch that is summoning this particle. It's gonna look something like this. I want to make it look kind of like a realistic like fire particle. I'm not fully finished, and in the end I was actually thinking of scrapping this idea altogether and just using a animated particle just to do the flame part, because I think that'd be way easier. And I decided to do the same thing for the soul torch, and I might do the same thing for the soul texture, for the soul lanterns. I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. Back to the torches. So I was thinking of having a couple of new particles for the torches. Like I've explained, I was thinking of, instead of doing this particle that I've shown here, I was thinking of actually using just a totally different particle that is animated, and it will basically be the fire particle. Let me know in the comments if you think that the animated particle would look better, or if this one already looks good and I shouldn't change it. So yeah, also I had some ideas for the deep dark. So there are a couple of things that I would like to change. So first things first, I was thinking, so as you know, the Shrieker, whenever you step on it, it has this particle. Well, what if, whenever I stepped on it, what actually happened was that these souls that are in there, they like flew out or something? I think that that would look super cool. Anyways, enough of the skulk. Now let's go to explosions, and I have something set up right here that I'm about to show you. Alright, so here I have a lever, and I was working on this for a while. This will probably not be in Bedrock Illuminated, but a different mod that I'm working on right now. Essentially, I wanted to overhaul the explosion particle, and I tried to go as, like, I used 3 different particles plus a couple of camera shake settings. So right now it's far from done, but here's what I already have finished. Okay, so you might notice that actually the reason why that might not look too good is because I set this to the incorrect number. Because I already have it. I already raised it. Okay. Yeah, that looks way better. Alright, so basically what I've done here is I've taken the same particle that I'm using here as just as a placeholder to experiment a bit with like having like little bits and pieces just like be stuck in the ground or something, bounce like that. And what I've done is that I've taken 3 different particles and just put them together. So there's the dust particle that like sprays out and then disappears. There are these little bit particles that are like the main explosion, and then there's a giant smoke cloud particle that just rises up. And it rises up for a while. I forget. Yeah, it's gonna disappear now. Then it rises up for longer than there we go. So it rises up for a couple of blocks, and then it essentially disappears. And yeah, this is essentially how it's gonna work. So theoretically, I wouldn't be able to put all these particles into one particle. But if I was doing this like an entity like TNT, during the animation where the TNT explodes, because it has a 4-second animation where it swells up, and it's kind of its own animation. So at the end of that, I could put particle emitters. So basically 2 of the particle emitters would go there, and then a couple more particle emitters for the TNT explosion, so it isn't just blank. And in the end, once the TNT explodes, we have this cool explosion. I continue forgetting this is a lever. Alright, so I was thinking, what if we were to take these like bits? Oh yeah, they do fall, they do have gravity and everything. Like, I spent a while coding this. with like gravity. It took way too much math, because only after I made these particles I realized there was this thing called snowstorm that just does everything for you. But yeah, we have this. So what I was thinking is that what if first of all, I'd have a lot of experimental particles that players would be able to actually use in their like maps. So like instead of like just having like these flame particles be like entirely attached to the torch, there would be an easily customizable version that you could like change the color of and use for your maps. I don't know how possible that is. I mean, it could be possible using like NPC entities or whatever to attach sliders that just fully like change the code. I don't know how easy that would be to code. I don't know if I would do it for like the first update, but I mean, who knows. Another thing that I was thinking is like, so this explosion, what if we took the bit explosion and then changed into glass shards and made this the explosion for things like, I don't know, end crystals? Because I think that would look way cooler. And instead of the dragon just having purple explosion particles like it was in the first version, what if now the Ender Dragon actually has like an explosion that's sort of like I don't know, have you guys ever seen a explosion of a star? You know how like it pulls everything in it and then like explodes into like a ton of bits? That's what I want to do. That's what I want it to look like, because it's an end game thing and I want it to look just absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's probably going to be the changes for the end, and there's going to be a couple of other minor changes. I don't know exactly what changes I'm going to make, like entirely, like all of the changes, but basically all of the particles that would be for, some of them are getting removed, some of them are getting replaced. Like, you know, like the other particles, like the bone meal particle, I'm just going to retexture it, because right now it's using the normal texture for the firework particles. It's just kind of recolored. So I want to like retexture it and make it be like kind of like you're sprinkling bone meal everywhere or something, so it looks cooler. So yeah, that's essentially an update on how Bedrock Illuminations is going. I understand this video wasn't really highly edited. I spent only like 15 minutes on it probably, but because I have a couple of other videos I'm working on. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, because I'm going to be able to put these out a lot more often than I would like a normal highly edited video or something. So if you want to see more videos that are like short form or like not really highly edited but show like updates for the mods that I've been making, like be sure to comment or like the video. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Bye.